camera right here. All right. So, folks, Ryan here coming to you with a brand new video. And don't forget to like and subscribe and help out your boy to get out into the YouTube universe because more people need to hear this information. It's the information because we are talking about how to um, overcome resentment. It is a huge problem that so many of us um, carry around with us on a daily basis. And it is something that I have firsthand experience with. Hey, Christy, and I um, set out to work on it, to make that shift, to make that change. And a large part of the resentment comes from your self image. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a hostile person? Pretty much that's what it is. If you are acting, acting out hostilities, dishing out hostilities to your friends, co-workers, neighbors, um, your close relatives and associates, then yes, and how to change that image of yourself because we most likely want peace and calm. Most of us. Some of us don't. Some of us are just, uh, you know, crazy psychos, just want to run around and cause a whole bunch of problems. But for a good portion of us, we want something called peace and calm. And that is what we're going to work on the self image to make sure that we get there, create a beautiful image of ourselves inside and out. All right. So, we are going to change that for ourselves and for other people as well who are struggling with resentment. It is a struggle. I remember days when I was going through it, nobody showed up anywhere to say, to help me. I think one guy mentioned get money and go get treatment somewhere, whatever the hell he was talking about. I didn't understand because I didn't even understand it at all. Later on, from diving into reading personal development materials, I realized that there is something called a program, a paradigm. Dr. Maxwell Maltz, he wrote a book back in 1960 called Psycho-Cybernetics. It is the psychology on self-image. The image that we hold of ourselves is extremely powerful, and that image needs to change. And we want to change our self-image, one of hostility to one of peace and calm. And this is when we're going to have to put in the work. All right. So, self image. Our goal here is to work on both the external and the internal. The external, I think most of us kind of understand how to do that. You go down to the gym, put on your running shoes, you go for a run, get up on the pull-up bar, hit the ground, do the push-ups, lift up those weights, do the ab workout. A lot of us know how to do that. But a lot of us know what to do, but we still don't do it. And that's a problem. Now, we're going to talk about the internal image of ourselves, how to change that. When you see yourself at a scene, telling this person a piece of your mind, giving them a piece of your mind, telling them how you feel, you can hear it, you can see it, and you can feel it. You need to listen to it for a little bit, let it do its thing. Don't try to interrupt it, don't try to stop it. But after a while, you're going to have to start talking back to this voice in your head, or this picture, or this feeling. Said, okay, you finish now. I want to see myself being kind, being caring, being loving. This has to be repeated over a long period of time. You have to catch it. That voice is not going to go away. Especially the people who actually hurt you. Remind you, the hurt happens when you were in a negative state. You downloaded that emotions so fast, and it remains there for a long time. As a matter of fact, you are adding to your resentment, and you're expanding, you're adding to your trauma, and you're expanding on your resentment. It's not gonna go away overnight, and this is when you're gonna have to be peaceful and calm with it. Don't, yeah, okay, this takes work, all right? But when you are working on it, I want you to work in a peaceful and calm state. Every time when I work in a hurry, I gotta get it done, I gotta get it done. Yeah. It never works out. The moment I relax, get into a peaceful state, get into a calm state, thing works like magic. I quiet down, relax, and things change. Okay? And that is what we are going to work towards: a beautiful self image, an image of peace and calm. So, external self image, a lot of you pretty much know what to do already. But the thing is, you don't do it, and I can see why. I can understand why. But it needs to be done. Excuses, probably. Time. That these things are excuses. And we're gonna have to look at those excuses and start to overcome the excuses. The excuses for not being in shape, not staying in shape, not getting healthy, not staying healthy, not getting fit, not staying fit. We're gonna have to overcome that. And this is when you're gonna have to develop those muscles, those discipline muscles. They need to happen. But let's get to action first. First thing, we need to take action. The law of action has to implement action immediately. So when you feel like you should go to the gym, don't wait around. Immediately go there. The thing is, you don't need to stay there for a long time. I do not want you to not liking going to the gym anymore. So I want you to go in there for a short burst of time, 5 minutes, maybe 10, maybe 15, but 5 minutes. And I want you to grab your stuff, get the hell out of there. Don't try to stay in there, because you need the feeling of going back. You'd be like, my God, this was good. That 5 minutes on the treadmill was good. You want to hold that feeling there. So get the hell out of there. Don't stick around and try to ask any questions to any trainer and what does this do and the science behind. No, no. Get out. You can do that later on. But you need to be out of the gym. 5 minutes out. And you do that for a long time, then you go for 7 minutes. Go in there, make your time. You time yourself. 7 minutes. Now, grab your stuff, get out. You want to build up the feelings of going back. You do not want the feelings of, oh my God, it was so hard, I never want to go back. I never want to go back to the gym again. It was so difficult. You do not want that. So the feeling of going there, um, get the little bit of workout in and get out. You want to do this over a period of time. The goal here is for you to develop consistency, discipline, self-respect. If you respect yourself enough, then you will stay on the grind. This is not going to happen overnight. This is going to take work. And this is why I said, don't try to do it overnight. Okay? So here we go. Working on the self-image, the external. Now, put on your shoes, and I want you to hit the pavement. Do a block, half a block, turn around, go home. Don't even try to continue. Maybe some people are like that, who can continue on to a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, but I don't recommend it in the very beginning. No. Some people can do it, and some people probably shouldn't. Do what you can. Because you see, you want to do this, enjoy. You want to have fun with it while you are doing it. If you do it in a state of like you are forcing yourself and I have to do this, some of us can do that. I do it. I don't recommend it in that doing it in that state. I'm gonna have to do this. No. Peace and calm. Do it in a peaceful, calm, relaxed state. Relax into it. Life shouldn't be hard. I'm one of those kind of people who do hard stuff. And I don't recommend it for everybody. I don't think most of us should work really, really, really hard. All right. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Hope all is well with you and your loved ones. All right. I don't recommend working hard, especially in the very beginning. And I don't want you to do the physical fitness 7 days a week either. The reason why I am saying that is because you will lead to burnout. I don't want you to get to the point where you start feeling burnout, because some of us don't understand how to navigate around burnout. When that burnout feeling hit me, I know exactly what to do, how to change, and how to overcome it and deal with it. A lot of you do not know. So what's gonna happen? You crash, you quit, done, over, go home, take a nap, and that's not what we are aiming for. We're aiming for you to continue on, little by little, bit by bit, piece by piece. Right? So put in the work, but don't overwork in the beginning. Develop the muscles first for the work. Create a beautiful self-image, internal, external, and now tackling the internal. The best time I found how to do this is waking up early in the morning. First thing first, you grab your little whatever materials you have to study. I recommend prayers, affirmations, quotes, and personal development materials. But don't use a whole bunch of materials in the beginning. I want your your books need to be like very small. I would prefer you even have notes, very little notes, not a whole lot. We don't need you to try to consume a whole bunch of notes. An avid note consumer or an avid book consumer. Right now, no, too early. I want you to make it as small as possible. Baby steps, Christy. Small bites in the beginning. because we want you to be there for the long haul, because it is not overnight. I don't care who you see coming in it and tell you that, well, we're going, I have this one business and oh my God, it's so easy. You can become rich overnight. I'm not doubting them. I'm not saying it's a lie all across the board. But for the most part, most people who I hear talk about success, maybe it's a paradigm where we believe that success takes us years. That could be the case too. But for the most part, most people who I hear talk about success, typically it took them a long time to get there. Okay, so don't worry about the quick fix here. This is for the long run, for the long haul, and I want you to hang in there with us. And we're gonna work on that self-image. You cannot rise any higher than your self-image. You just can't. Robin Sharma said, "You cannot rise any higher than how you see yourself," and that's what he's saying. You cannot rise any higher than your self-image. The image that you hold of yourself, we all do. We hold an image of ourselves, and it's called our belief system. This is what we believe about ourselves. So we keep ourselves where we are because we believe it to be true. We have been repeating that to ourselves for a long time. Good old paradigm kicks in and take over. So you can see this with people who actually came across money and they stumble upon a whole bunch of money. Whether that will be the lottery or basketball, football, they play some sports and they start having all these $1 million contracts. What happened? All that money is gone in a short time. Why? Self-image. The self-image start to scream at them and saying, we are not used to having this much money. It's not part of the program. You have to find some way to get rid of the money. It's your self-image. Your thermostat. It is set to a certain degree. Hey, Pablo, how is it going? Good to see you. Your thermostat is set to a certain temperature. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well too. All right. So your thermostat is set at a certain temperature. I don't care what you do until you physically go in there and turn that thermostat up. It will never go up. Okay. All right. All right. So, um, yeah. So never worry about what these guys are talking about. But anyways, uh, so we are talking about changing the thermostat. You have to physically do that. You have to go in there and turn it up. And this is when the repetition comes in. I know. That's why I said to you, get very little information. So this is when you need very little information to start with. So that way you can repeat that information over and over and over and over again. Nice, Pablo. Good job. Appreciate you. Keep going, Pablo. Looking forward to see you up there at the top, man. You are gonna be doing good. Uh, right on. Uh, so changing the temperature, the thermostat, you are gonna have to put in that work because to hold on to a certain amount of money, you have to change your paradigm. your self-image, your programming has to match, whatever you receive out there in the external world. If you do not have the capacity to hold on to a certain amount of money, you have to get rid of it. Some way, somehow, you'll find a way to get rid of it. So the self-image is extremely powerful. Dr. Maxwell Maltz, he figured that out when he was, he was a plastic surgeon, and he was doing all these surgery on these women, beautiful women. And then they will come back and tell him that they don't feel beautiful, or they don't really look beautiful. But on the outside, everybody can see that they are beautiful, but they are saying that they're not beautiful. And so he's trying to figure out what's going on. And then he learned that there are two images of ourselves, one external and one internal. The one you can see in the mirror, and there's one in your head. That voice, it might come in the form of a voice. It might come through in the form of a feeling, for you are a more kinetic person. It might come into the form of pictures, because you're a more visual person. And if it come in the form of a voice, you are a more audible person. So that's just how it goes. So that's the image you hold of yourself. I think we all do that at some point. I believe that the only thing I could do was go into a job and work and pay bills until I died. That's what I thought for a long time. Okay. Uh, so we have to change the image of ourselves. So now we are using the self-image in a different way here. And this way, now we want to see ourselves treating people with respect, love, kindness, caring, and self-image, because we want to show up into the world with beautiful images of ourselves, inside, internal and external, because there are two images of ourselves, and that's what we are going to do. So now this is when the reps comes in. And we're going to be doing the work. Wake up early. Wake up an hour early and get into your mental gym. You can always hit the ground and do 100 push-ups inside your house. You don't have to go to the gym in the morning times. I learned that, right? You don't have, so hit the floor, do 100 push-ups in the morning, and do the mental work, the mental gym work, mental exercises, because we have to deal with the internal image of ourselves as well, because we need to rise a little bit higher than how we see ourselves. We cannot just sit down where we are and expect the rising higher information to just pour into us. It won't happen. We change based off of information that we receive over a period of time. And these informations, we call them paradigms and programs. A lot of us, information was put into us since we were children. So from age 1 to 7, we learn by observing other people. And these people typically didn't have our best interest, but we learn from them. And our parents, not understanding how to raise children, didn't do such a good job. And that hurts us. So now we are waking up to this new way of looking at life and knowing that we can actually change our lives. You are not doomed by your genes. That was a big talk at one point. Your genes, if you are from this certain family, or you are from this certain ethnic group, you will never be more than that. And I see so many people prove that wrong. The truth is, your genes does not dictate your life. your environment, your perception of the environment dictates how you are going to live, because you are observing your environment. You're observing people in your environment. If you could shut off, you know, your interaction with those people and then start to look for information from people who you think are doing well, you will copy and emulate those people and learn from them, observe them, and change your perception. You don't have to live the way how you are living. But if you remain how you are without doing anything at all, I promise you, you're going to stay where you are. And this is why you are going to have to make the shift. This must happen. Nobody's coming to save you. So you're going to have to put in the work. It's not easy because I do it on a daily, because I believe that that is how it has to be done every day on a daily basis over a long period of time before you start seeing any change. Change is hard, and sometimes it takes a long time for you to see the change. And this is why so many people just give up. Hey, Pablo. And this is why so many people give up. They were like, I can't do it. This is too hard. I need to quit. And that's exactly what most people do. Quit, out, done. They are happier being in the state that they are in. And that's crazy. Go ahead, Pablo, before we wrap up here. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just how it's going to go down for right now. We're going to put in the work day in, day out. We're not trying to make up any excuses here for us not to become better than how we are. Because that's the goal, is to become better, is to become better than how we are. Don't listen to exactly. Yep, that's exactly what they are doing. I don't know how you get results without doing nothing. I don't know how that works. I know that if I want some results, I have to put in the work. Everything that I have ever achieved, I have always have to put in the work. Let's say I want a job. I can't just sit on my couch and get a job. I have to walk, go downtown, search, put in the applications, get a job, start working. Yeah, you have to move. Move in the right direction. Also, we are working on changing our thoughts. When we speak the way how we speak, it comes out a certain way. The other person who you are speaking to receives the information, and they're going to perceive you based upon of what left your mouth. Yeah. So that's why now we want to create a beautiful image of ourselves, inside and out. The inside one can be tricky and it can be hard, but we're going to do those reps, those mental exercises, until we start to speak peacefully and calmly, lovingly, kindly to the people in our lives, in our circles, in our vicinities, at our jobs, at our home. We're going to, even online, we're going to treat those people with respect that they craved. Okay? So let's go. All right then, folks. Ryan here, coming to you with a new video. Looking forward to see you soon. A brand new video. This was a nice session. I enjoy myself. Looking forward to talk to you all soon in a new video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Help out your boy to get out there into the YouTube universe. And don't forget, stay on the grind, put in the work. Get fit, stay fit, get healthy, stay healthy. Change the image of yourself. Rise up, rise higher than where you are right now. Change your thoughts, change your life. Do the reps, take action, implement the principles, get committed, develop discipline, develop consistency. Be better than how you are right now. You can do it. We all can do it. Some of us are working on it and some of us are not. All right, take care and bye for now.